Hey Thrivers, today we are so excited to be joined by mom and business owner Callie Landis. Callie is the owner of Lancaster Placenta Co, and we have a million questions for her about her job, how placenta encapsulation works, and how on earth she ever got into being a placenta encapsulator. Whether you're a mom, you're thinking about getting pregnant, or you have been there and done that, this is an episode that will answer all of your questions.
Welcome to The Thrive, a podcast for working moms. This is for all the women and moms listening. If you work from home, in an office, run your own business, or are the CEO of your family, this podcast is for you. Because at the end of the day, all moms are working moms. Rachel and Christine invite you to celebrate the victories, get advice, listen to their mom fails, and to know you aren't alone, to thrive in your everyday life.
Welcome, everybody. This is Rachel
and Christine.
We are so excited to have with us today a very special guest. She is local to Lancaster, and she is an expert on placenta encapsulation. Welcome to The Thrive, Callie Landis.
Thank you for having me, guys. Excited to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. So I would just love to know.
Everybody who is listening would love to know.
How on earth did you get into placenta encapsulation?
Oh, okay.
But just feel free to introduce yourself. And if our listeners, if you don't know what placenta encapsulation is, we are going to get into all the nitty gritty details. But yeah, introduce yourself and tell us how you got into doing this.
Okay, so I am Callie, owner, founder of Lancaster Placenta Company. I didn't directly just wake up one day and say, oh, I want to be a placenta encapsulator. The story starts back to with my son's birth, I had a doula. So I just always remembered that it felt like a really wonderfully supported birth, and it couldn't have been better. You know, it was just really great. So
how old is your son now?
He is 4.5.
Okay.
So that was quite a while ago. So I was at the time working for a restoration company. I was a marketing specialist. So I had my son, and that always stuck like in the back of my mind, and kept doing my job. And then it was February 2016. Got laid off. The company had like new owners, and it was just a sad day. And I just thought, like, what am I going to do with my life now? And I had recently found out that I was pregnant with my daughter. So like 2 weeks before that, losing my job, and it was devastating, right?
Yeah, that's a big stress.
Yeah, and I just thought, okay, what am I going to do with my life now? Of course, hunted for jobs, and I just kind of had this thought, it was sitting with me, what if I look into this now? It'd be the perfect opportunity. I didn't ever think about doing it when, I was working my job, just because, life gets hectic. So I said to my husband, I'm going to look into this. And I happened to see that my doula, who was at my birth, posted something on Facebook how her agency was looking to hire, like subcontractor doulas, and I looked into it. So I went to an interview, and I interviewed, got, the job, and I had to take training. So I took birth doula training, followed that up with postpartum doula training. So I was really in love with it. And then the third thing is, she said, well, a lot of people are really into placenta encapsulation, and we could use someone else that does encapsulation. Would that be something you're interested in? And I thought, I could learn about that, I'm like, okay. So I didn't do it with my son's birth. I had heard about it. I think I even might have looked into it a little bit, but I didn't do it. I don't think I really knew what it was or really understood the value at that time. I didn't hear much about it. And before you're really pregnant, it's not something you even really think about, if you're not pregnant.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'll take the training. And I took the training for that after I did all my other training. And I didn't have a lot of births, and I think it's just because at that point it was like June, and I was like kind of into my pregnancy, and I was getting, how you feel, just kind of rough sometimes. And so we were just waiting. I didn't have a lot of births, so I just started doing placentas. And I immediately I remember the first time I saw one.
So you didn't have a lot of births to do as like a doula,
right?
Is what you're saying.
So I didn't have any of those clients booked up, and because she was just worried about scheduling out, because I was due in October, and so I just had joined, and so most of the clients on board had a doula already assigned. So I didn't have any births, as a doula. So she just kind of had me working on placentas, and the first time I saw one, I was just, really surprised because typically you don't ever see your own placenta. And I just remember thinking like, wow, that is like amazing and interesting. And like, I never thought it would look like that kind of a feeling all at once.
Yeah.
So, so was that my first encapsulation? She was training me. And I don't know. I really enjoyed doing it. And then so after my daughter was born, I decided that this is what I wanted, to do. For my own birth, I wanted to try it. I just knew I had been practicing, and I thought it would be really ridiculous if I had to try this. I always tell my clients it's like trying to sell peanut butter, but you've never had peanut butter. So I definitely thought I want to try this so I know what I'm telling my clients, with my second daughter's birth. So I did it myself, which I'll never, ever do again. That was crazy. Trying to have a newborn do your own encapsulation.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know much about it, but that seems like it would be a large feat to accomplish.
Imagine having a baby and immediately trying to encapsulate your own. I don't know what I was
can't
thinking.
imagine that.
I don't know. I was like, because I guess I was thinking it was easy for me because I'd been doing it, but
not after you just had a baby.
Postpartum.
I don't know what I was thinking. So I did, and then I started taking the capsules, and it was just the difference that I felt was amazing. And so I think that point was when it really was like a really pivotal point for me because I realized, okay, there's definitely something to this. It can definitely like work wonders. And I thought, okay, I need to do this. And I decided I was starting my own business. So I officially launched it January 2017. And I've been doing it ever since on my own. So
That's awesome.
Amazing.
I know. I love what I do. I know it sounds really weird, but someone has to do it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's amazing. And I think it's really cool that like you learned it. It's not like you've been doing it for a million years. Like you probably are still learning new things as you go. Because I feel like with anything, like there's always something new to try or maybe like a new advancement or like a new type of capsule or I don't know.
I know.
But I love too that you're a mom of young kids and you're a business owner, which is so cool.
It's awesome. It's hard sometimes, but it feels really good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I feel like it's getting some traction, the whole placenta thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so it
Especially
helps
last year.
just like get the conversation going. Like you said, before you were pregnant, you never would have thought of it. I bet my mom has never thought of it or like, what is that about? But
it's
more
very
people
common
are
to
doing
hear
it.
mothers say, I wish this would have been around when I was having babies. So I can't, if I had a nickel every time I heard that, they
so
told me that they
funny.
would give it a try, which is really encouraging here because they're supporting their own daughter doing it, which is really great. So the difference from last year to this year, I mean, the amount of people that are contacting me to give it a try or learn more about it is just, it's so overwhelming and like amazing just to know that, people are interested in learning more about it.
And I think what's cool too is with social media now. So you're on Instagram as Lancaster Placenta Co, right?
Yeah.
So
Facebook,
so just with social media, I feel like it helps word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like women, I think even like as a first time mom, most of the products and the things that I bought, it was because like my sisters or like a close friend, like when you're having a baby, it isn't just like shopping for like new shoes.
I know.
Like the things that you're buying, you want to hear good things about from other people and trusted people.
Because you trust them.
Yes.
And you know they've tried it and it works.
Yeah. So I feel like with this, it's just another thing that like, one expecting mom probably tells to another expecting mom. And when you're hearing it over and over again from people that you know and trust, it gains traction. And I think in this area, especially like it has really become something that I hear more about.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to ask, are you initially like from this area?
I am. Yeah, I did. I grew up, I'm from here. I did live in Harrisburg and Phoenixville for a period of time, but for different jobs. But I settled back in Lancaster. Something about this town.
Yeah.
Came back here. Yeah.
Oh, I love Lancaster.
That's neat. So now you get to like serve all these women who live in your hometown.
I know. I just love this area.
So obviously a lot of people are doing this. Can you explain to us and our listeners what are the benefits?
Okay, so there's a lot of different benefits, but I think the major ones I hear all the time from clients telling me, and not just, random like internet Google search, would be energy. The reason that you feel a lot of energy is because you're getting iron back into your body, and your placenta capsules can actually provide 1/3 of your recommended daily allowance of iron. just fewer capsules, which is great. So a lot of women need that postpartum because you do have a lot of blood loss during labor, delivery, and things like that.
Yeah.
So that puts it right back in your body, and so you feel energy. You feel really good. Not energy like you had too much coffee, but just like natural energy.
Yeah.
The opposite of a lot of new moms.
Right. Yeah. So that's the other thing is you just feel like so good. You want to get up and you want to do things. And the funny story about that is one client recently, her mom said her friend's daughter tried it, and she said, I'll never have her do it ever again. And I thought, I was bracing myself for, oh no, what happened? She said, because she felt too good. She was getting out of the house and she wouldn't lay in the bed. And I was like, oh, okay, yes. So I know exactly what you mean. So yeah, you feel really good. And I remember feeling that as well. You just feel like you didn't have a baby. You just feel great. Milk supply, I know a lot of women that reported it helped bring their milk in faster and help sustain it. I have a lot of clients that contact me because they are concerned about their milk supply this time. They want to make sure they have a healthy supply. They really want to nurse their babies. And they have noted it helped with that. Let's see, energy, it helps with the iron, the milk supply, just faster healing. It can really help you heal faster. It also can help your uterus shrink back down to natural size quicker, which can help with just postpartum bleeding and different things like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I think you just, the overall feeling, you just feel better. The baby blues, I would say majority of people don't even get the baby blues. Postpartum depression, we can't guarantee that it will prevent it, but I think a lot of people either don't get it, or if they are really prone to it, they just are able to navigate that better. They just feel better overall.
That's so cool. Wow. And that's like something that I don't feel like you even realize you have the baby blues until you're like in the baby blues.
Yeah, I think it just hits you so quickly.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you're just like, what is wrong with me?
Why am I crying so much?
Yes,
yeah.
I cried so much with my first one, and I was like, I'm just so stressed.
I know.
And I didn't even know, like, it's when you're crying and you just don't even know what you're really crying about.
Because there's nothing, you're just crying.
And I just felt like my hormones, my emotions, like I was all over the place. And so that's one of the biggest things that I find so attractive about this. And it's so exciting to be like interviewing you because I'm actually expecting right now. What's really funny is that if you've listened to the last episode of season 1, we interviewed Mary Ann Stoltzfus, who you, I'm sure, have worked with.
Yes. Yeah.
She mentioned that you do their placenta encapsulation. So she's the owner of 3 Strands. And I had to like bite my tongue so hard as I was asking questions throughout that episode because I had just found out that I was pregnant.
Oh, that's awesome.
So now I'm like, this is why I had so many questions.
This is great. You get to learn about doula services and about placenta encapsulation.
Yeah.
2 interviews in 1.
Oh my gosh, I love it. But
I'm wondering too, you said it does help with those blues, and when I had my daughter, I know like 3 or 4 days after we got home from the hospital, I just felt like, how am I going to take care of a person for 18 years? And I just was in this tunnel.
Yeah.
And it didn't last long, but I'm curious, what is that turnaround like for a mom who wants to have the placenta encapsulated to bring to you and then be able to actually take those in?
So from the time we pick it up till the time we get it back, it's roughly about a 48-hour turnaround time. So it's not real long. Yeah.
So you pick it up from the hospital?
Yeah, we'll pick it up from the hospital, the birth center, or if they're at home. Yes.
That's nice, because you wouldn't want to have to worry about just having a baby and then tell your husband,
like, by the way, go take the placenta.
Right.
So do most people contact you like ahead of time? So if I'm interested in this, I would tell you ahead of time, like, this is about when I'm due.
Yeah.
Shoot you a text or something when I'm like having the baby, and then you would know.
Typically, most people do contacts ahead of time, but we do have a few people that literally, for the first time, hey, I just had a baby 20 minutes ago. Can you encapsulate my placenta? And of course, we never turn them away.
Yeah.
And you just, head out the door, get the cooler, get the order form, and we go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but no, it happens often.
You are on call.
That is crazy. So it's like you were saying, get your cooler. I'm literally imagining her with like, like in those movies when somebody's like an organ donor.
No,
and you have to like get it. And
yeah, that's like a medical courier. I am actually also a certified medical courier. So yeah, I take the training every year to learn how to properly transport, human organs, make sure properly. Yeah. Wow. So I do that. I have that plus, the certifications for, foodborne illness and everything like that. But yeah, so typically people would contact us ahead of time. I just go over the information with them. I go over how the process works, give them everything they need. But you don't need much. If you're delivering at a hospital, you just need a portable cooler to put it into after you deliver until we pick it up, just so that it doesn't spoil and it is on ice.
So the mom and dad would bring a cooler to the hospital.
And that could be just one you have already, or at like a grocery store, they might have the styrofoam couple-use, coolers.
Yeah.
You might want to buy a one-time use cooler for that.
I know. I wouldn't think of my
It's going to be packaged well. The hospital usually puts it into a container, and then it's put into a bag, and then it's in the cooler with ice. So it's
not. Just put it in your normal cooler, and that's the one you use for picnics on Saturday. Oh, honey, remember?
No.
Oh my goodness.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You would give us a call, and we would come and we would pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how that works.
I am just so curious. What do you do with it then after this?
Yeah, what is this process?
How do you take a placenta and put it into pills?
Okay, so I will preface this with, do not attempt this at home without proper training. But typically, we take it back. We start right away. We have a facility, as I call it. First, we have to rinse and drain the excess blood from the placenta. We remove the cord. If you're getting a placenta print, we keep the cord on and we do a print for you first.
I've seen those on your website.
What is a placenta print?
So I like to...
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I like to kind of, if you were to take a thumbprint, you would put it in ink and you would do it on a paper, right? So it's pretty much the same thing. We can either just use the blood from the placenta, or we can use food coloring, so it's food safe. And we press the paper, it's a professional watercolor paper, onto the placenta, and it makes a print. And it can be really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We do some really awesome, colorful ones.
Wow.
But even just the plain blood print, I happen to find they're really kind of artistic looking, and none ever look the same. So it's really unique. It's not for everybody, but some people like to frame them and put them in the nursery as like a memento from the child's birth. We do umbilical cord keepsakes, where we will shape it maybe to a heart or the word love, and we dehydrate it and put it in a little keepsake bag, and it's really cute. You can put in like their keepsake box as well. So just like you would have a lock over their hair.
Yeah, all these things,
OMG.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that is crazy.
You do the print.
It's so cool, but my mind is like being blown about
There's
all these things
options.
You can do.
Yeah. So we always check meconium. If there's meconium, we do an apple cider vinegar wash. Other than that, it's just we would slice it and then we would put it or steam it first, and then slice it and then put it on dehydrator. We'll dehydrate for until dry, which is roughly 18 to 24 hours. Mm-hmm. From there, we grind it up into a fine powder. We put it into the capsule machine, and then it goes in the capsules. And you can pick your flavor capsule, and then from there, it's in the bottle and it's labeled. So
you just said you pick your flavor. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
So this is just so that like when you pop the capsule in your mouth, it doesn't have a yucky taste.
It has a flavor and a scent, yes. Or we have optional vegan non-GMO capsules as well that have no flavor for clients.
What flavors can you get?
Can I pick from?
Strawberry, berry, grape, orange, and lime. Or you could mix 3 if you want.
Gosh,
I had a client do like strawberry, lime, and berry recently. Yeah.
I would probably do like the mixed batch.
Why not? No, why not?
Wow.
So this facility, is this in your home or do you have an office somewhere?
It's in my home.
Okay.
It's a whole separate area. It's kind of funny. It's like high security. It has like a punch key code to get in. But we spent a lot of time and effort and money making this. So it has all stainless steel tables, commercial sinks. We have commercial hydrators. We have a lab grade semi-automatic capsule, fillers. So it's pretty,
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
I try to
go ahead.
provide like a safe sanitary environment for the clients to have their placentas encapsulated. So to me, I don't find it to be very sanitary in a client's home. So that's how I originally did it. And after a while, I just thought I need to do this differently.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So legit.
If you are gluten-free or if you have food allergies, this is perfect for you. There are no food substances ever inside the facility at all. There's no animals. There's nothing. So we make sure it's very...
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you ever take a step back and look at this facility, this is all something you built.
Yeah.
And 3 years ago, you weren't in this place at all. How does that feel to see this whole business?
Awesome. No, it feels really great because it's really great to see where you start and like where you end up. And it's all from just a simple vision that you have. I couldn't be more grateful to be doing like what I love every day. I just am so grateful. And I love working with the clients. I love making sure that this service is perfect for them from start to finish. I mean, yeah, so that's my goal.
That is so neat.
Do you then hand deliver the bottles or do you mail them?
We did at one point, but we've gotten to the point where we're a little bit busy that now we ship them to them.
Okay.
So it usually just takes one day to arrive in the mail. So.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, that's a good problem to have that you're so busy.
Well, with all the pickups and having to do the work as well, so it's just a little bit easier to do that. And I've never had any problems with it. So yeah.
How far do you cover? Like, what is your service area? Like, how far would you go to get somebody's placenta?
So it depends if they're delivering at home, we'll do an hour and a half, or the hospital or birthing center, that's within an hour and a half for pickup. Yeah, they can also bring it to us, or we can meet them halfway. So we haven't had a whole lot of people that were too far out of that range. So yeah.
So that pretty much like Lancaster, York, Harrisburg,
some of Chester County, Lehigh Valley. Yeah, I've gone to Millerstown a couple times. Yeah.
Nice. That is just so cool how you've literally just grown this from the ground up. I love it. Wow. So
like we just need to sit
I know. I just need to because I just learned so many things.
Yeah.
This is going to come up in a random conversation sometime, and now I am going to feel like I am a placenta encapsulation expert.
Yes, we pretty much are.
Yeah. This is like what happens when I'm a web designer, and sometimes I design websites for people that do completely different things than I do. And I did a site for it's actually my father-in-law's cousin. So I don't know how we were related, but he has a pest control business.
Oh, okay.
And after doing this website, I was like, Kyle, I know way more about bed bugs than I ever wanted to know. And I feel like doing this podcast, it's so fun to learn all these random cool things.
Right.
It's so neat, though, how everyone has their little niche. And even to learn that your trajectory to get there was not this lifelong dream, but just how sometimes you get put in a situation.
No, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, would you ever imagine yourself doing this? I would have said, what? No.
That's so neat.
So cool.
Well, and you had mentioned a little bit earlier that the process started with being interested in becoming a doula and working with another doula.
Yeah.
Did you get to do that at all? Or was it...
Yeah, do you still do that?
As a birth doula?
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't offer birth because this is it. This is what I do. This is what I like, which is great because I don't mind, just doing this. There's a lot of doulas out there, to choose from. We have such a great community here with birth workers. I just feel that this was my thing, and I'm okay not offering birth. I don't know how I would at this point. Couldn't imagine, so that's why it's great being independent too, because you don't have to worry about if you call me for a pickup. I'm like, I'm at a birth right now. I can't, so this is all I do, but yeah.
So you had mentioned that you took the doula training and also postpartum doula.
Yeah.
So you don't do any of that anymore.
It's on my website. I need to take it off, but no, I don't do that anymore either.
So what exactly, though, when I had first seen that, I think it was probably from stalking your website. I was wondering, though, if you could explain, what is a postpartum doula?
So the birth doula is obviously there during the birth, and they can help you prepare for your birth during your pregnancy. The postpartum doula is all about the postpartum period, mothering the mother, helping them navigate through that season in their life. I mean, obviously, you both have kids. It can be up and down and rough.
Yeah.
And a lot of husbands, they can get a little bit of time off work, but they can't be there, for a very long time. So that's when a postpartum doula can come in and they can help you, just even with light laundry, cleaning, or just baby basics. If you need help with, they can assist with some breastfeeding. Sometimes a lot of them are also lactation counselors, so they can help you with that. They can help you if you don't know how to swaddle your baby, or you need help bathing. I mean, it could be scary being a first-time mom. Maybe you're holding this baby and you're like, I don't want to damage it. How do I give it a bath? Yes,
and I remember I waited. I waited a handful of days, and I was like, I should probably give this baby a bath.
I know.
And then even I only have one daughter, but if you have your second, that could be a whole different ballgame. So you think you might know, but then
you don't know.
Every baby's different.
Yeah. As I said to people, it's with my second, I knew everything you had to do to have it, for the baby basics. What I didn't know is how to navigate having a toddler and a baby. That was kind of rough. But yeah, I mean, I remember with my first, I swear I didn't leave the house for 3 months unless my husband was with me, because I just thought, what if I leave and she has a blowout, but I forgot my clothes, and it's just scary for me. What am I doing?
Oh my gosh, that's the one thing we check almost every time we leave the house. I have the diaper bag that has all the pouches, all the pockets.
Yeah.
And my kids are messy.
Who's ours? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but especially we were so my oldest she's potty trained now. But like she was potty training, my youngest is still in diapers. So like we have to have like 2 complete different like sets of supplies. Like one of them needs like extra diapers. One of them needs like extra underwear and pants.
I know.
And so every time we leave to go anywhere, we double check that the diaper bag is packed.
Fully stocked.
The other day I did not have wipes. I don't know how this happened. I was out of wipes. I think what happened, I've been thinking about this. I was like, where could they have gone? Because I swear. Well, it was really bothering me because I was like, I just put a new pack of wipes in this bag. I think that maybe we forgot them at church. I think that like the nursery people might have used them.
It's the worst.
And we use the Kirkland brand, and that's what they use at Worship Center. They always have the Costco kind. Maybe they took them. Just saying. But I was at the car dealership.
It's their brand too.
Exactly. And then I was at the car dealership waiting for my car to be fixed, and my child pooped. And I was like, what the heck am I going to do?
Like literally like the worst like wave of like
panic.
Yes.
Comes over you and you're like, like
yeah, because I was like, I can't buckle her back into her car seat with like a diaper.
I know,
like
and you have this
diaper.
moment like, what do I use instead? Like MacGyver mom, like what can I do? Like,
well, they had like a very nice little customer area. Shout out to the Jones GMC of Lancaster. They had a really nice customer like waiting area, and they had like fresh donuts and bagels, and they had a thing of paper towels sitting there. So I just took like 10 paper towels. And I made it work. Like the bathroom had a changing area. It was fine. I like dampened some of them so that they were like wipes. But I was like, never again am I leaving without making sure I have the wipes
in there. I mean, at some point.
Well, and what this really tells us is that we need postpartum doulas until our kids are in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
18. Because it doesn't
have like
get
an au pair doula system where we could just keep one for a while.
Word. I know. I think in this area, it's a new concept to a lot of people, or just understanding, like being able to accept that help. Like there's so much pressure to just be that perfect Pinterest mom and know how to do everything. But I don't know who can do, I'm not perfect either, but I think just, accepting the help and know there's resources out there. I mean, there's a lot of great postpartum doulas out there, that you can contact, and don't do it alone. You don't need to.
Yeah. I think that might even be a generational thing. Like, I just feel like it wasn't as common when our parents were having kids. And I also feel like there wasn't as many expectations. And I think a lot of that is because of Pinterest and because of the things you mentioned, like because of social media. Because I have a friend, she's actually my mom's group table leader this year. She's so funny. She has like a 10-year-old, and then she also has like some little ones. And she just made the comment, like, I felt like when I had my first, like I didn't feel as pressured to take cute pictures all the time, like as pressured to get out of the house and do all these fun things. And now she's like, I just feel like if I'm not, I see all these other people are getting out and doing these fun things, and it's, am I not being a good mom because I'm not doing these things? Like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
We do. Yeah. And it's hard because you want to be able to do those things and you feel like you're failing if you aren't. But, outside of social media, I mean, none of us are like this in real life, Right. I mean, it's different stories. So my husband always says, don't judge someone how they look on social media. You don't see what's happening.
It's just, what do they say? The highlight reel.
Yeah, it's true. No one's going to post their bad on social media.
I think I did post a few blowouts when it was happening with Nora because it was all the time, and I just needed to share because I was in a dark place.
Oh my goodness. Nora was like a blowout queen.
3 or 4 times a day.
Oh my
there was no fix.
Yeah,
that girl's just like cleaning out her system.
It was like up to the shoulder blades and his back. Yeah, it was
we girl.
That's why I was afraid to go in the house.
I don't blame you.
So just speaking of weird things, like
what is like the oddest part of your job?
Well, okay. The job period, I would have to say, is the oddest part. I mean, picking up someone's placenta and putting it into capsules. Yeah. Who does that? What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a salesman. Oh, I take organs and process them and make them into pills.
That sounds so much more interesting than a salesman.
It's funny because my son's always like, Mom, are you doing placenta pickup? And, he'll play, instead of playing house like a kid, he's like, Mom, I'm making placenta capsules, pretending.
That's awesome.
I know.
It's so
in our house, placenta is like common talk. So, yeah. But yeah, just, I think in general, just the whole, that is interesting. But the oddest part, I mean, yeah, just that. There isn't anything odd aside from what I do, but other than the fact that I do that, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So have you ever had any like odd requests?
I can't say I had any odd requests. No. I mean, the only thing recently is I had a client that asked to do 2 different preparation methods, like half and half of their placenta. I've never had that request before, so I was like, sure, we can do that. I'm like willing to try something new. But that's like the only odd request, I think. Yeah.
I feel like what you're offering is enough outside the box that people are like, okay, that's good.
More. Okay.
Yeah. Putting in a great flavor.
Yeah.
What would you say is the favorite part of your job?
Okay, so it's kind of 2 different things. I really like the fact that I own my own business because I know everything I put into it is going to, I'm going to get out of it. And so it's different than when you work with someone, all the work that you put into it, it's not going to be messed up by another employee or something. So I can control from start to finish, my vision of what this is, the experience for the customer. I like that. And I like working with the people and the customers. I love telling them the different benefits. I love telling them my own story, how it's started. And just making sure and just hearing them, like when their good experience, the reviews that they leave. It's so touching. Like it makes me tear up sometimes. It's just like, it feels so good. And to know that, I am helping them and this service is helping them. So that's definitely my favorite part. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. We have so many more questions, but we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey Thrivers, if you've been listening and you would love to join the Inspire Business community or a mastermind group like you've heard us talking about tonight, I have a special coupon code just for you. If you use code THRIVE20, that's THRIVE20, you can save 20% off of any workshops or upcoming events, or you can use that towards a mastermind membership and save $100 off your membership for the year. So this is an awesome chance for you to get involved, and I would love to see you at an upcoming event. Again, it's Thrive20, and I hope to see you soon. So Callie, you obviously are the placenta encapsulation expert. Do you offer anything else? Like, what are the other services that you would offer along those lines?
Yes. So aside from just placenta encapsulation, we offer what I call add-on items. We have placenta smoothies. We have placenta tinctures, and we have placenta balms.
What is
I know what a smoothie is.
Is it like, what do you make it into, like a powder so people can make their smoothies?
No, so typically when someone orders a smoothie from us, it's typically post-birth. So what we'll do is when we come to pick up the placenta, whether they're at home or a hospital, we'll make the placenta or the smoothie there on the spot for them. So normally we bring everything that's needed. If they have a home birth, usually they just supply the ingredients, but if it's a hospital birth, I'll bring some organic, strawberries and bananas and some kind of milk if they want nut milk or coconut water or whole milk or yogurt. I'll bring that stuff as well, and I make it for them there. And we provide our own little cup. It's like a Lancaster Placenta Company clear plastic tumbler with a straw and lid they get to keep.
Oh my goodness!
Sign me up! Oh my gosh!
What?
Yeah, Kyle's gonna think I'm so crazy. I can already imagine us at Women and Babies. He's gonna be like, "What did you order now?"
When I had Nora, my parents went to Tropical Smoothie, and that I wanted a smoothie so bad.
Yeah.
This would have been healthier.
It's really good. Yeah.
More benefits.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So I know what you're probably thinking, and the funny thing is, every time I make it, they always brace themselves before they drink it, and they go, "Oh, this tastes good." So you can't taste anything. I've never had anyone taste it. And it's just a small amount of placenta that goes in a smoothie. May sound a little interesting, but surprisingly, I have a lot of people that order them. It can really just help give you an instant boost.
Right after the baby.
Yeah. In fact, I had one client, I made it for her when I picked up her placenta, and we were just chatting. We just got to talking, and while she was drinking it, and she started out really lethargic and just telling about how she had, emergency surgery right after her birth, and we were just talking about that, and she was just really tired. And, as time's going on, she's talking faster, she's perking up, and I'm just looking at her like, what's going on here? She's looking like she had a fresh cup of coffee. And then she stopped and she looks at the cup, she goes, "I think this is working." And
oh my gosh, that's so
I know. I was like, I think it is too, because I'm watching you and you're just, coming alive. So she just felt amazing. I think it's just a pick me up. But it's also supposed to help, with the uterus shrinking back down, quickly, the hormones in the placenta, which can help, prevent or decrease your risk of postpartum hemorrhage. But I think mainly it just helps give you a little pick me up and get some fresh food into you as well. Yeah.
Wow. And what is a balm?
So the balm is, we use organic shea butter, organic coconut oil, and natural beeswax, and we melt it down and we infuse it with the placenta powder. So it's after the placenta is ground into a fine powder. So it takes about a couple hours to make. We infuse it for 2 to 3 hours. We let our clients pick an herbal infusion as well, if they would like calendula, lavender, chamomile put into as well, and we'll let that sit for a couple hours, and then we strain it into the container and it solidifies, and so it's like a balm that you put on your skin. You can use it on the baby's skin if they have dry skin or eczema. Some moms put it on like, cradle cap to help with that, or baby acne. I've had some people use it as like a natural diaper rash cream, but it can also help with burns, cuts, scrapes, and just dry skin in general. So
that's more of a whole thing, wellness, not just like postpartum mom, but you can use it for other things.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's not something, So there have been some studies showing placenta is very nourishing and healing for the skin. In fact, if you go to Save Mart, you'll see there's a placenta, hair mask. So it's been used in the cosmetic industry for like quite a few decades. So
Wow. Nice. Save Mart has like everything.
I know. And one day I was there and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Placenta hair mask.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
And the other product you provide was
the tincture.
Yes.
What is that?
So the tincture is where we take a very small piece of the placenta, we put it into high proof alcohol, and it sort of concentrates over a period of 6 weeks to 6 months. We prefer 6 months for maximum concentration, and that is just like a liquid form of capsule. It's meant to be after the capsules are gone to continue the benefits of the placenta, because unfortunately everybody feels so great on the capsules, but once they're gone, they're gone. We can't recreate that again unless you have another baby, but it takes a little time to make. So the tincture just helps with a lot of the same things that the capsules can help with. I had some clients say it can really help with some postpartum anxiety, emotional trauma and distress, things like that as well. So
wow.
Yeah.
So you just like throw back a little shot of that, and
you just take 7 to 10 drops, not a whole shot.
Okay.
Might be a little strong if you take the whole shot, but just 7 to 10 drops and a small amount of water or juice. Yeah.
Wow. I love that you provide so many different things to cover the mom. Just like you had mentioned, doula services can be pre and post baby that I just feel like it's caring for the mom for such a long period of time.
Yeah.
Neat.
That's awesome. So I know that you work with a bunch of local doulas.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about just like the community that Lancaster has as far as supporting mothers after birth, during birth.
So we definitely have, I think, in my opinion, the best community for moms looking to, have a doula or postpartum doula or placenta encapsulation. There's just so many great resources. So since I don't offer birth services or postpartum doula services, or, I'm not a birth photographer, or I don't offer prenatal or postnatal massage, I just try to connect with as many of those, lovely people in the area I just feel like it makes the whole, experience beneficial for the client, because if we're all working together and we have a tight-knit community, it's serving our clients better mutually. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in the background that a lot of times clients don't see. For example, when Brianne had her baby, Marianne's texting me saying, hey, her placenta's ready, go over and pick it up. And so the client doesn't have to do that. Or, another doula, she was leaving the birth, she may bring the placenta to me for her client just to make it easier. So there's a lot of our midwives text me or calling me, at 10 o'clock at night, hey, my client just had her baby. Do you want to come now to pick up placenta? So there's just a lot of background, scenes, things going on that I think is really important to me to have a great relationship with everybody in the community, for the client's sake, for that customer, because that's what makes, that's what's important, It's that birth, it can be so important and sacred to, you want a wonderful birth. It just doesn't go beyond your birth. But there's a lot of great people in the area, and I just feel like we have such a good community, and I love working with all these women. So
And that's so great too, that like you said, like you don't do the doula services, so you have someone that you can refer to, and I'm sure they vice versa. Like like you mentioned, the person that you had started working with needed a placenta encapsulator, so that's why so very cool. I just love that part of community too. No matter what you do, it's great to have like a network of people that you can refer to, and it's not only beneficial to your business but to theirs as well.
And I just hope more people talk about it too, because I think for first time moms, they're not in that culture as much. They're not in that community of other moms to hear this information or things that are possible or around in their town. And so that's just so neat to hear. And hopefully people listening, or if you know first-time moms, just sharing that with them so everyone has all the information.
Yeah. So whether you're in Lancaster or California or wherever, I feel like it's something that you could probably just, Google it and figure out where you can find someone near you.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And if you have questions, call me anytime. I'd be happy to talk to you about it, obviously.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for
I
having
feel
me.
like I just learned a million things. I had so many questions, and I love that you are just so knowledgeable about it.
Well, yes, thank you. And I just love the way you explain it, and it just doesn't seem weird anymore. It seems almost like a necessity for all moms. Just such an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely think it's definitely something that's awesome you can do holistically, but it's definitely becoming more mainstream. So yeah.
And now I want a smoothie. Maybe not a placenta one.
Well, can you share with our listeners how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can contact me directly from the website. We also have a phone number you can call. We take calls 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can email us, or we're on Facebook and Instagram.
And it's Lancaster Placenta Co.
.com, or on Facebook and Instagram, it's Lancaster Placenta Co. That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Callie, for sharing not just what you do, but the heart you have for all of these moms and women that you work with. It was just so good to hear.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh. It's a beautiful day. I feel like I just learned so much. I'm in such a good mood right now.
And we're going to go home and tell our husbands all about what we learned today. So, thank you for joining us. And listeners, thanks for stopping by and listening with us. And in case no one's told you yet today, you are doing amazing.
Thank you so much for listening today. You are a part of a growing community of moms, business owners, and women who are here to encourage and inspire. You can connect with Rachel at Rachel Klein Creative on Instagram or rachelkleincreative.com. To keep up with Christine and her latest events, follow her business journey on Instagram at Bellenberry Co. And if you want to be first to know about upcoming guests and giveaways, sign up for the Thrive Podcast email list today. Simply visit rachelkleincreative.com/The Thrive Podcast or follow at The Thrive Podcast on Instagram. If you've enjoyed listening this week, or you've already added our show to your favorites playlist, we'd love for you to write us a review on iTunes. Your support and positive feedback allows us to keep encouraging moms and business owners each week.